Oh, did I cause it to crash? Yep, I caused Dolphin to crash. My bad. Right after I start the side stream back. Cool. Uh, neat and good for me also. Yeah, I had heard the name of it and saw Newbie playing it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks really cool." So now I'm gonna play it, and I am. Also, this one has two games. It's Crystal Defenders R1 and Crystal Defenders R2, and the second one is claimed in getting a set. So if we like this one, we'll have a second one to play soon enough. I ain't reading all that. Deploy units such as black mages and soldiers to prevent encroaching monsters from stealing your party's crystals. The game is over when your crystal reserves have fallen to zero. Newbie wasn't kidding. The acceleration on this thing is wild. It's like dot, 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 and then zoom. Seems to be going alright. Crystals and gil remaining at the end of the wave determine your party's bonus. The more remaining, the bigger the reward. Okay, so I want to not overspend. Okay. There is an achievement on the next one that I watched Newbie have some issues with, so we're gonna try that one. The next one has a challenge, I think. Yeah, this is the one where you are not allowed to level up any of your party. We don't have to do it right away. We can come back to this one if it proves to be too difficult, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, I think from here we're gonna try to just do the rest of it with black mages. Because what I know that people watching may not know yet is that coming up is a wave that is resistant to physical damage. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Is that gonna be enough firepower? Yeah. Yeah, this is where it gets nasty. Nope, they got by. You don't. It's this one challenge achievement on this one stage. Get a perfect rating without leveling up any units and without quick saving. And this challenge is only on level 2. It's a one-time thing. Deploy the Moogles. Maybe I'll put a few over here too. Well, that ain't gonna do it. We don't have to do this right now, like I said. If I'm just like, I'm not really getting it yet, we can save this for later. Thanks, Tank Baron. So you get more of a bonus if you haven't spent all of your money at the end of the round? Or, you know, for that round? So I'm trying to hold on to more of my money. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Wave 6 is the decider here. If we can get past wave 6, we can win. No, I didn't want a soldier there, god damn it. Wait, did I just... god damn it, I leveled him up. I clicked too fast. At least now I don't have that soldier. True. The risk-reward here is actually kind of interesting. I don't play enough tower defenses to know if this is a common mechanic, but the thing where the more money you have, the more bonus you get, feels like it encourages me to play stupid. It's actually a good point. They attack twice as fast and they deal double damage. Does resistance mean half? I mean, we could try just a wall of soldiers. There's no penalty for just trying it. Well, I think it's measured as of the round ending, so...
Never give up.
Yo, Lizzie, thanks so much for the Prime Gaming sub. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, ain't no one getting past the boy hallway. No, resistance definitely means more than half. Yeah, I think we're going back to the 6 soldiers and a fuck ton of black mages. That's... Okay, this did not leave us in a good spot, so... Let's go ahead and fill out some more of this. A bunch of soldiers on the outer curve would cost less per effect on the early waves than mages, right? Do you mean just in the sense that they're taking up space that black mages could make better use of? I'm not following what you mean. Yeah, the main problem with black mages is they do half as much damage at half the rate. So, soldiers are like really economical, but there's a possibility that it's better to... there's better placement I could use, so I wouldn't need 6 of them, for instance. Oh, I see what you're saying. Spend a little more on soldiers and try to accrue more interest. Yeah, maybe. Well, that was close. Because my understanding is that this wave is, like, pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not free, but... Alright, so you're saying, like, if I put a soldier here, for instance, it can cover a little more ground, and I might not need as many? Let's see if 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 soldiers can hold this down. I do not believe they will. 4 6 was not enough before when I was placing them at the top. How much damage are these guys gonna do? Not enough. Okay, I have a pretty good amount of money now. That was stressing me out, man. We got there. Cool, I can go back to upgrading my units again. That was an interesting challenge. That is exactly the type of challenge I would have tried to figure out a way to make work if I were making this set. Is like, okay, there's a level up mechanic. Can you beat it without leveling up? I hear there are monsters that flames of magic cannot touch. If that is so, then let my blade answer the threat. Wait, is that not physical resistance? You having trouble handling multiple monsters? Then I'm your man. One swift jab is all they need. All right, let's just see how the monks work. They do pretty decent damage on their own. So 2 at 83, 1 at 58. I imagine the level up potential must be higher with the White Monk because... Oh, which damage multiple foes, but cannot reach aerial targets. Okay. So it's less damage, slightly slower, but it can hit multiple enemies. With all units at level 7 and without quick saving. Holy shit. Let's not overdo it with the number of units we have then. Because level 7 is going to cost me a goddamn fortune. I'm gonna choose to not spend this round to see if I can do better on economy. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna level some of my guys up. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna level some of my guys up. I'm a coward, what can I say? Oh, nice, yeah. Do need some wizards, then. In what fucking world? Okay. I've got a new idea. It's a controversial strategy, okay? But hear me out. I feel like I've gotta level up. I'm a coward. Oh my god, one level 7 Black Mage was enough here. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the money, though. I'm gonna try not to spend, just to see if that helps me get to my goal. I'm not sure if I have the money. Didn't make it. Yeah, I'm seeing that this is a 2-unit. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with White Monk. And while my instinct is to move him down so he can take pot shots on... Well... I think he's gonna do the smart thing. Yeah, we can find out. Well, no, I was thinking to myself, if I move him up, that means he damages them on the way in, and then he damages them on the way out. And there's like a clean break. Like, they move out of his range and then back into his range. If I move him lower, everyone's always in range. And I'm not sure if I want that. Right, that's the thought, is that if he's always targeting whoever's closest to the exit, then I'm safe here. I think at this point I need to stop spending because I have to get my Black Mage to level 7 before Wave 7. Yeah, okay. This will answer the question of whether or not this is a soldier map or a monk map. I don't feel good about... Keep punching! Okay. I can't personally recommend Monk for that one. Okay, so this one has flying units. It did work. I can't personally recommend it. Oh, yeah, that is a Beepus, isn't it? I didn't even realize. Good call. Chrissy D, thank you so much for the resub. Strategy bonus. How do you know what my strategy was? I ain't got no strategy. It appears you may have some difficulty engaging aerial targets. Perhaps I can be of assistance. I like this game a lot. When I saw Wandering Newbie playing this earlier, I was like, I could really get into that. Oh, is there an achievement? I didn't even see it, sorry. Without using any soldiers and without quick saving. No soldiers, okay. I don't imagine so, but the archer does more damage than the mage does, because her speed's higher. I don't feel like I seek out tower defense games very much, but I like them. I like the strategy behind, like, building a setup and seeing if it works. It's very satisfying. I'm gonna try to get away with one more round so I have the max amount of money to sink into my black mage. That seemed really effective. Not familiar with Gemcraft. Saved. Only having one black mage here. I gotta feel this out. Because I'll throw down another black mage in just a second if I gotta. I'm not feeling confident. I'm gonna throw down another one. Yeah, my black mage is level 7. I didn't set myself up for success here, huh?
Never give up.
Oh, Ice Skate Fish, thanks so much for the Prime Gaming sub. You dev this set? I don't think I remember looking at who the set dev was for this one. Oh. Hello, Melody. Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I think the challenges have been really fun. You did a good job. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. I'm gonna try to ride out... Yeah, I think I survived this wave. I think I survived this wave! And you can level up. And, you know what? You can level up. That's fine. Okay, yeah. That cut my bonus in half, but you know what? Fuck it, we ball. I'm trying to hold out to, like, throw down and max out my archers. Throw down one more archer and max it out before wave 11. If I can just ride this out, I'll be happy. not loving the amount of health they have right now. You know what? You can have a level up. You know what? You can have a level up too. No, God, no! Crystal Defenders R1. I didn't do a very good job of economy that last one. In fact, to wit, my Black Mage didn't get to level 7 until way later than my first attempt, so I need to play a little gutsier, I think. Yeah, that simply will not do. Stable? Stable? Yeah, this set is really nice. It's got like little challenges for each stage, which feels satisfying to pull off. Probably need to not be level 2 right now, huh? I don't think my economy is nearly good enough to solo Wave 5. I'm a little nervous about it. That'll work. That's fine. I probably could have gotten away with level 4. I'll remember that for next time. If there is a next time. I'll remember that level 4 would have worked. See exactly how far I can ride this out. I really like this mechanic of, like, not spending much money so you get bigger bonuses. It really... I've never had a tower defense game make me want to play really conservatively. That's a neat idea. I mean, that's kind of what this is, except for you're able to freely spend it during the round if you want to. But you're basically accruing interest on the money you have in pocket. I'm gonna try to slow play this one. That's stupid. That's stupid and dumb. Well, maybe we slow played it a little too early. Okay, on the Cockatrice wave, I need to level them both up again. So it's 1-1-1, and then 2-2-1, and then 3-3-1. And then here, I want to ride this wave out. Yeah, I was actually never worried. And then here, I need to level up to 4? Okay, 5 is necessary. Damn. At the very least, I'm figuring out the numbers, though. Monk can hit multiple enemies at once. By the numbers, the archer would have better DPS. But the white monk can hit multiple enemies in a single punch. I agree with that. Okay, should have taken that level 4 at the beginning of Wave 7. I'm just figuring out the numbers now. There's no art to this, if I can just know the numbers. Marlboro. I win. Forbidden Swords. That was a cool challenge. I feel like it's easy to underestimate how much you rely on soldiers. I guess if I had just waited to buy that, I would have gotten a little bit of a bonus. Very fast enemies. Is there any requirement to get a perfect on this one? Perfect on both stages of the Aldana range, yeah. Easy. Hey, who's this new friend? My research in chronomancy has granted me the arcane knowledge to successfully inhibit the motor skills of a subject, thus significantly reducing its forward momentum. I call the incantation slow. Okay, that's big for the monk enjoyers. Without using a time mage is alright, boss. Okay, boss. Alright, boss. I see what you're cooking up in the lab. Don't be sorry. I think it is a perfectly natural thing to have a level that's built around a mechanic that you need to beat it, and then asking the player to not use it. That is. Don't listen to the haters. Gotcha. Okay, that's helpful. Can I get away with not bringing out a mage? Great question, no. That's not it. Need more sauce. Well, at least physical resistance doesn't mean zero. Yeah, it's fine. We'll get plenty of opportunity to play with the Time Mage. I'm sure there's just a bunch of fast-moving enemies that you really need slow to manage, and this gives us an extra challenge. Alright. So this is probably the motherfucker that's gonna cause us the problems. Not enough. don't know why I fast-forwarded that. I wasn't intending to. I was going to see what happened, but that's fine. Just habit. Muscle memory. Okay, that orange is a little one. Still not quite. Alright, that one I do need to pay attention to. I could probably bring out an early archer there to also provide some support. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, this one's beating my ass every time. Let's go Max Archer? And then maybe... Okay. That got us through there. Yeah, it's really nice, Expotent. Yeah, I like the extra challenges. It makes what looks like, from my really simple, my first look at this game, it comes across a little bit easy if you can figure out what you're doing, so these challenges really ramp it up, which I like. I like it. This is the kind of set that... This kind of set is the reason why I do retro achievements. I really like kind of having to look at a game through another lens. Okay, so magic resistant. Let's see if that's enough. I'm a little worried this won't be enough, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. I think I'm gonna save up for another archer. I don't know who that last guy is, but he does not look friendly. I'm sorry, 4 level 7... No, 3 level 7 black mages wasn't enough? Oh. I should have waited to upgrade her. Taking a bigger bonus. I think I could have survived without it. Yeah, I could have saved it, that archer. That was a misplay. I'll remember that next time. That wave 15, don't get fooled into getting scared of the enemies. See what my damage output looks like before I decide whether or not I want to... Not loving that. Yeah, that was too late. Let's see what this last guy is about. It's just different. No big deal. Oh fuck. Yeah, I can see why a time mage would go hard here. I will say I was close. I was close enough that I think I could make it work. Okay, I'll remember that for next time. Bottom left soldier is let me solo her. Don't get scared. Okay, maybe a little bit scared. Okay, physical resistance. So I need another Black Mage. this, I probably want another max archer. And then for this, I want another max black mage. These guys are really fast. I think it's worth it for me to go ahead and level these up. Not enough, man. Yeah, that wave is tough. Is this setup here enough for Ifrit? Close. I think what I want is I want one more archer and one fewer black mage. Yeah, I was actually going to move him in so he can hit this lip here. So I was going to move him to like here. Give him a second run at the enemies that come through. My goal here, I think, is to get 5 fully decked out archers and 3 fully decked out black mages. I think that will give me the numbers I'm wanting. So now I want to bring in another black mage. I didn't even have to do that much. No, I think that was the right thing to do. For this phase, I want to bring in one more... Well, you can go to 50. One more archer. you're 4 and you're 5, so let's bring you up to 5. Okay. And even that was more than I think I needed to spend. So that was a bit of a waste of econ. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in another archer now. Okay. And now our last black mage. Okay. So now it's just archers. We'll go ahead and get these guys up. Still not quite. But this will get Ifrit now. I think. He says. Questioningly. Okay, yeah. So once I figure out how I'm gonna handle the wolves... Okay, I think this was the right answer for the soldiers. Well, that was not necessary, but that's fine. It was not fine. It was one fewer coin. I'm not taking that. Fortunately, we have most of these waves solved. You think so? I think I might even place some on the right-hand side of that bend. Yeah, that was... I did something different there. I'm not sure what, but I did something different. I mean, if I'm gonna... This is stupid. If I'm gonna move him in, I might as well move him all the way in. Well, that was an unnecessary econ loss. I could have gotten 5 extra coins there. We're already level 6. Oh, that was wrong. Apparently that was not correct. Oh, can I summon an Esper now? Oh, but it takes 5 crystals, so you wouldn't get a perfect. No, it looks like it'll let me do it on this one. I just would lose some crystals, so I wouldn't get a perfect rating. It's almost time for Ifrit versus Ifrit. Sometimes I go into a game thinking to myself, like, what is this game going to offer that's really different than other games that I've played in the genre? But I do think this is doing something a little bit different than other tower defense games I've played. I'm digging the things that make it unique. Dynamon, thanks so much for the raid. I probably overspent there, but... let's see if I can underspend here to make up for it. Yeah, just spend it. I've lost on this phase by waiting too long and not having the DPS I needed. Yeah, nice. Probably didn't need to spend that, and I'm gonna lose out on 5 coins for it. Are you two going to be able to handle this? Not if you're level 4, Jesus. He's got to be level 7. That's the only choice. Yeah. That's how I'm misplaying this, is that he has to be level 7. Wait, oh, I did that in the wrong order. And I can come back to this if I decide I want to move on for right now. Yeah, sometimes they're just out here making games. Do you think so? That gets me there. They deal a small amount of damage and they slow the enemy. There's a challenge. This was the first level where it was like, here's a time mage, you need a time mage. There's a challenge achievement for doing it without time mage, so I'm trying that out. So that's what you're watching right now, is me trying to see if I can figure out how to do this without time mage. Yeah, that's why I've been putting it a little higher, is because I was worried it wasn't going to hit the top path at all, and I wanted to. I probably overspent again. I need to stop overspending on this round. The behemoths just look scary. Yeah, monks are good at hitting them in groups, which is how they synergize with the time mage. Is because slowed down, they'll be in groups. worse. I think I need to bring these guys up to level 6. I know that they're at a disadvantage, but I think I'm going to need them to be level 6 or 7 eventually anyway. And I think that would give me a little more damage. We could also just quick save and see if we can figure it out. And then work backward from there. Well, the no time mage challenge is get a perfect without using time mages. Because it would be pretty easy if not. There's not enough dogs to tank 20 crystals. You would just win. Yeah. I'll take a small tip, sure. I'd have to look at the whole set. I didn't really look at it very closely. Clear wave 1 on any map with only 2 gills spent, without losing any crystals and without quick saving. Is this one where you're saying I could probably get away with not spending on two soldiers or something? That's big money. Alright, time for the dogs. Wait, hold on. Did I cook? Almost never didn't have it. Oh. Filch and Gelt's me game, lad. Just lead me to the pockets and I'll pick 'em clean for a price, o' course. Okay, so they've just got like a range around them where anyone who dies in that range drops more money? Time Mage does not do a small amount of damage. Oops. There you go. Steals multiple crystals. Happy for you. That ain't good. I expected the Marlboro King to look a little more like a cowboy or something. Like, how much does Time Mage stack, though? Because, like, at level 4, it's not terrible. Two-time mages seem to have brought him pretty much to a stop. The roads do not become any easier from here. I can assist you in your endeavors if you wish. Very slow, but high power. And a ton of range. Ooh! Alright, so this one has a challenge that's, I think, using only thieves and dragoons. Yeah, this is a tough one at the start. I mean, it's all going to come down to placement. Oh, stop. Yeah, just figure out how to survive. If I could figure out phase 1. I can see why this is a real challenge. You've turned my tower defense game into a puzzle game. Yeah, and this is a real game that exists too, Emily. I don't think that's going to be enough, yeah. But that was close. $25, which means I'm gonna get 2 Dragoons way faster than I'm gonna get 1 upgraded one. Yeah, it's called Crystal Defenders R1. Well, Thief is not going to increase my damage output. It's just going to give me slightly better econ at some point. Still lose that one guy. Very close, though. Because if I understand correctly, Thief doesn't even attack. It's just if he's close to an enemy, he makes you get more money. Well, close to an enemy who dies. He's just doing thief shit, you know? Let's try here. Nope. Let's try this again. You can only use Dragoon and Thief. Maybe instead of thinking of how I'm going to place optimally, I should think about how I'm going to place optimally for this round. Like, I'm trying to get the best coverage, but I don't care about coverage right now. I just care about getting through this round. That's so close. That's so stupidly close. Okay, I've got a theory. If I move him over and the next guy goes right here, that might be enough. How did you miss? How do you miss? There it is. That's a configuration that worked. This is huge for Authcoin. This guy's resistant to physical. How am I doing this with Dragoon? Shit. Power goes way up. Oh my god. Not quite. Do I need to hold off on the thief and just spend on upgrading my Dragoons? Now I can start thinking about optimal placement if I want to, I guess. And now well, we're getting there, but I don't love my odds with the fast boys. Okay, a few got by. I think it's more Dragoons. I think I keep trying to figure out how I'm going to get an upgrade to matter. And the numbers feel like they should, but I think it's bait. I think more Dragoons. An upgrade... Yeah, wait a second. An upgrade's 25, but 2 Dragoons... Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's a point where I will want the upgrades. I gotta figure out how to make a thief work for me, though, because that's the current thing I'm running into. but what if I just put down more Dragoons, right? You will certainly not regret hiring more Dragoons. I think it might be time to start trying to figure out how to get a thief in here. Yo, Dan, thanks for the raid. Alright, let's see how this goes. My vision, which I think has mostly been correct, was to put Dragoons on a line where basically the edge of their range lines up with the edge of the Thieves' range. So they step into the Dragoons' range, they get killed, and immediately hand me a lot of money. God, these guys love handing me a lot of money. I keep saying no, please. I don't need all this money, and they say, please. I insist. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Author Blues. Chill out on the Dragoons. That's plenty. But I would say get out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I talked a lot of shit, and I might pay for it. Kill them! I can't believe this would happen to me. There was no way to predict this. Alright, I'm coming back to this one. This game kicks ass. Hey, Wandering Newbie, in particular, thank you so much for playing this game today and making me realize that it... Oh my god. Holy fuck, Newbie. This game rules. Everyone follow Wandering Newbie. He plays awesome games. I'm gonna play more of this, and then when the next one comes out, I'm gonna play that one too. When the set for the next one, at least. Oh, did the bouncer get picked for book club? Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, thanks for making a cool set. The challenge. I feel like this game would be fun to play, but it is more fun to play with these challenges in it. You done good. Alright,